Hey there, tarot friends. Happy Thursday. It's hard to keep track of the days now. I am so happy that you are here with me to talk about some workbook stuff today. Um, I was a few seconds late with the countdown, but I was almost even later because I was looking at the Past Lives Workbook and I don't really understand like the beginning of it. So we'll go through that confusion together. But I think there might be like a page missing or something. Not really sure. But let's say some hellos. As a warning, I am super tired. I lost about 4 hours of sleep last night, this morning, whatever, from like 2:45 until maybe it was like 6:20, 6:30. Sip, sip. I was just awake. So anyway, I'm pretty tired. And yesterday was a whole thing, okay? Um First off, happy 100th video to me. Now this I haven't like counted or anything, but this is just what it says like under my like subscriber area. And I noticed yesterday when I went in to try to see about uploading options, and I knew after only 10 decks tag that I got like a ton of new subs. And then, because I'd been hovering around like 240, 245 for a while. And I don't really like actively try to grow my channel or anything. Um, just because I don't know why. I have no reason. It's not a good or bad thing if you do or you don't. Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of, here for the ride sort of thing. But it's great to have new people. So if you're new here, hello and welcome. If you're watching back or whatever, please leave me comments. I do try to get back to everyone. Only occasionally do I leave a comment straggling for months on end, but never on purpose. Sip, sip. So yes, 100th video or so says YouTube. And that would have been hashtag how I use Oracle, because I recorded that yesterday, like I said I was going to do last week. I got my table all set up for it. I wrote out my plan. I did everything. I was pretty happy with the video. It was just a one-off I did on my phone. Don't have enough storage, like memory on my phone to rotate the video and save a copy of it, because it won't let you just save for like a file so big. You have to save a copy in case anything happens, which I understand. But evidently I have so many photos and videos, like non-tarot videos on my phone, that I don't have enough memory to edit the video, which I'm not even really going to edit. I just needed it flipped because I guess there's some like screen lock or something you can do, but I didn't do that. And so my video is upside down. I'm like, that's fine. I can flip it around. Well, no, I can't. I spent an incredible amount of time yesterday moving pictures, backing up pictures, getting them off of my Google account to create space. And I still, by the end of the night, did not have enough free space to do that. So I will continue working on that. I might try to just like hook up the USB to Ryan's computer and move it to his computer and put it on his recording software, because that's what we would use to edit my pre-recorded videos back in the day, with the GoPro and everything. And so that might be my next step. Anyway, that's my ramble. I'm going to try not to complain about it. I was so excited that I finally did a pre-recorded video, and now it's just sitting on my phone upside down. So anyway, despite all that, I'm happy to be here for workbook time on this casual Thursday, because baby appointment is happening tomorrow. And yeah, I go every 2 weeks now. So we're going to be here on Thursdays, like every other week, basically. Jamie and Jackie, hello, good morning. Or afternoon, depending on where you are, of course. I've got one of you on the coast and one of you across the pond. Chris serenading all of us. Hello, good morning, happy Thursday. Scott is here. Hello, happy Thursday to you. Hope you're doing well. Jamie with praise for the singing. Sandra's here. Hello. Thanks for hanging out with us. Debbie's here. Amazing. B is here. Thank you. Oh, the tiredness is real. Yes, thank you, Sandra. Oh yeah, Debbie was awake at 5. I should have messaged you or something because I don't know if it was on a post that Sandra put up or maybe it was your kitties, but so you wouldn't have a timestamp on it. But I was up at 3:45 scrolling around, liking posts and whatnot. Thank you, Sandra. Yes, and now I'm over 300. That happened, I think, yesterday too. So thank you very much. Oh, see, at least I went to bed a lot earlier than that. That used to be me, but that's not my life anymore. So Debbie and I are kind of on the same amount of sleep here, right? Yeah, I got about 45 more minutes than you, and then I did get another hour this morning. So I'm still, Debbie's in worse sleep shape than I am. Okay, so thank you all again. I was cold and now I'm getting warm. I have all these beige is such a good color to wear when I'm feeling tired and even more crazy looking than normal, but whatever. Let's just all have a sip, okay? Yes, Jamie says the tiredness is super real. So if you were here last week, you know that I have my other computer going over here, don't mind me. If you were here last Friday, you will know that the title originally was workbooks, workbooks, spreads, and some other things that I've, a closer look at these things, whatever. And it was just a few things that I've been wanting to take a closer look at and hadn't. Well, one of those things I covered the spread from the Wild Unknown Archetypes that I mention a lot. That was one of those things. And I put that in the video that I did yesterday for Chris's tag, which doesn't exist on YouTube yet, but hopefully I can fix that today. So yeah, today we're just focusing on workbooks because last week we didn't even get to them. I talked about November and December and other stuff. And so I had to just change the whole title because we didn't do anything I said I was going to do. So now we're going to take a look at the Past Lives Workbook, and this accompanies, though sold separately, Art History Tarot for Past Lives, which I got a few weeks ago, and some of you may know that I was wanting this for a really long time. It was one of those just revolving things on my list, and I finally got it. Hey, Govinda, good morning. Well, good afternoon, where you are. Oh yeah, internet stuff. See, and I did a little scrolling when I woke up, but not a ton. And then I really tried to go back to sleep and it just was not working. Gov says, hello everyone, but on an iPad, so can't tag. So it's awesome. It's fine. We know that you're here and we super appreciate that. If you all haven't been checking out Govinda's Vlogmas stuff, I know a lot of people are doing it, but I haven't really sunk in to any of them. I'm just kind of catching them when I can, done by different people. Earlier in the week, might have been Monday. Yes, because that's when the delivery happened. So Monday, I caught Gov's readings in the morning for that. Oh my gosh, my hips. It's okay. And it was just perfect. Everything was perfect. The timing was perfect. It was just what actually my husband needed to hear. So I said, start watching it here because I knew he'd only have about a half hour for his lunch. And I sent him that. And it was just a very important thing for him to hear that exact day while he was anticipating something. And anyway, just have to give some extra praise because it was just perfect. So anyway, thanks again for that, Gov. And if you all need something to put on your playlist, then check that out. Okay, so Jamie says, I'm curious if you're missing a page. Mine is on the way to me. I've been talking to Kelly F about this one forever and I kept putting it off. You pushed me off the edge. I'll be bummed if I'm missing. Yeah, so here's, it looks legit, like has the ISBN and the barcode. I'm so used to saying QR code. Oh, my hip. It's fine. Okay, it's not really my hip. It's my piriformis, but no one knows what that is probably except Beth. Oh, you know what? I bet Jamie does. Okay. Anyway, it's fine. Okay. So what's happening, it's called, this is 21 Days to Understanding Yourself. So it starts out just with this blank page, and then there's like a grid and a big space to write. So we have symbols, people, events and actions, and emotions. And then like a place to write, I'm assuming like more in depth. So I don't know if this is the dream journal part because that's what it talks about at the next heading. But even though there's not really like a direction with this, I can figure out what to do. Like I'm assuming I split the cards into these things, or maybe I don't. And I just, maybe this doesn't have anything to do with cards and this is just for dreams. Okay, so I have a dream. I come here, I fill out in these emotions, people, symbols, events, and actions, and then I write about my dream over here. This is what I'm guessing so far. So then we have that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 of those, like grids and writing space, okay? With all of the same just date and then the 4 categories, right? Which I like, that's kind of cool. So then the next page says dream journal. And this is as far as I got, and then it was countdown time. So this says, use these pages to record all details from your dreams to use with the dreams spreads. So I think that this was the heading for those 11 pages. And then you use those are just details you fill out to use with spreads that appear later. So I'm assuming that this was supposed to be in the front, okay? That's my guess for now. Then we have a blank on this side across from Dream Journal. And then it goes to, oh yeah. Okay, so the page numbers, okay. The page numbers start at 128. 99. Oh, Jesus. Is the whole thing backwards? Oh, y'all, it is. Okay. So here's what's up. Okay. Yes. So here's the back. Here's the back cover and the inside. The Past Lives Workbook. It's fine. I can just read this as though it is a Japanese text. Then we have table of contents, which includes introduction, before you begin, before you begin, space, ritual, and pre-assessment. Days 1 to 3, spiritual essence spreads. Days 4 to 6, narrative spreads. Days 7 to 9, spiritual blockage spreads. Days 10 to 12, relationship. Days 13 to 15, phobias and fears. I'm just tired of saying spreads. Days 16 to 18, dreams in spreads. Days 19 to 21, life goals. Then post-assessment and reflection, repeating course pages, I don't know, extra visual language worksheets, and then the dream journal. So yes, the dream journal is at the end. So it's just all backwards, which actually makes me feel better than if it was like mixed up. So at least I can just start at the back. I thought I was going to be annoyed, but because it goes, yeah, extra, blah, 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 C and D and E, F and G. Okay, so I'm not missing anything, and it's bound backwards. Okay. So it doesn't appear to me that anything is missing because per the table of contents, we go from extra visual language worksheets. And that goes all in order. It finishes up. The end isn't chopped off or anything like that. It's just completely backwards. Okay. So this is fine. Now I've seen a few other people do this. It's been a while, but I haven't seen anyone else have it backwards. So like maybe you're fine, but I don't know how many like in a batch are done wrong. But it's fine. I'm happy. I think it's all here. Sandra says I think it would drive me nuts. It would have in the past, and I think I'm okay with it because it's complete and I think it just goes backwards. But and for me, like I won't request a new one because it doesn't irk me like to that point by any means. That way, if other people are irked by it and they need an extra one, then the extra one I would have requested will go to them. See, this is how I justify the things. Like, this is fine. It also feels really nice. It's like rose petally, like light rose petally. Anyway. Okay, I'm choking out. Excuse me. Because I'm laughing and inhaling about my backwards book. Is someone saying hi to Mendy? What is happening? Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to find Jackie. Okay, Jackie says, I have a deck called Dream Decoder with the 60 most common dreams meanings. That is very cool. I don't think I have a dream book like that, though I'm very into that. And that's one of the first, in my opinion, like spiritual things like I used to do. Friends would always ask me for some reason, and maybe because I was talking about my dreams all the time. And so I kind of just tell them what I think it's about. So like I don't have any, I mean, it's just intuition, but I'm into all that. But I don't have any books like that. And I think part of the reason is because, well, again, just because I've always kind of naturally like taken a stab at decoding dreams. But I also think it's because I don't tend, and this is something I wanted to like survey people about before. I don't tend to have common dreams. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I know one like common thing that I've had, but only a few times, is like where your teeth are like weak or like crumbling or whatever. And that's like about a loss of control. And I used to have that when I was younger occasionally, but that's really the only like really common one I've had. And then I think I'm just a weirdo. Sandra. Her little sad, worried face. I know. Oh, there's Mendy. Okay. Hello. Maybe because your picture is different than the last time I have it like ingrained. Hello and happy Thursday, and thanks for hanging out with us. Okay, so we're just cracking into the workbook for art history for past lives. Candy's here, our queen of Tarot Tube for the rest of whatever year this is, 2021. Oh, I think probably everyone has seen it, but if you haven't, please check out Candy's video, what she really thinks about the tarot community, Tarot Tube community. It's really beautifully done and just so sweet. Okay, Zane is here. Hello. Okay, so let's start at the beginning, which for me, for those of you just coming in, my workbook is backwards, but it seems to be all here. And that's why I'm starting at the back, because I wanted to kind of show you what happens with this book, just a little bit about how to use it. Okay, so let me see what I think about this. A brief note about cards. You should use a tarot deck for use with this book. If you are experienced with the cards, an oracle deck could also be used, though the reference guides will be more complicated to navigate. If you want to use the best resources available for this process, I recommend the Art History Tarot for Past Lives, for which this workbook was created. You can purchase a copy at redorchidpublishing.com. Okay. Mendy says, I have that workbook, but I haven't cracked it open. Now I need to go find it and see if mine is backwards too. Yeah, it's, yeah, you should. It's get your workbook out day. Like whatever thing that's on your shelf, or if you have 20 things on your shelf, like me, pick one and crack it open today, whatever it is. Oh no, Candy's not feeling well. Oh no, we hope you feel better, Candy. Oh my goodness. Okay, Debbie says, check out Scott's VR to Candy's video too. I saw that pop up yesterday, but I was in a hellscape of trying to clear photos from my phone and I did not watch hardly anything. Kim even went live and I didn't watch it. And I always, like when she's midday, I always check that out. Nope, I was just in a storm of photo editing and, well, not editing, but anyway, thanks for the shout out, Debbie. We will check that out. Okay. I hate homework. Okay, well, hello and welcome. And, you don't have to do any. You can just hang out if you'd like. Rochelle is here. Hello, happy Thursday. Okay, so the first part. So there's this pre-assessment, space, ritual. We won't go through all that. So then there's a bit about, so more into ritual. So this person breaks down their ritual with some questions to consider and about leaving Mormonism. And so there are some prompts. We won't do this part. What memories do you have of feeling at peace spiritually or feeling a strong connection to God? Now that can be, whatever you want. What prayers or spiritual language from your childhood still feels good to you when you hear or say them? What language reflects your perception or ideal image of God, universe, goddess, deity? It doesn't include all that, but I am. And it seems pretty open, right? It's saying like which prayers or spiritual language. So it's, to me, that's inclusive enough. And plus they are just detailing their experience and how they get into ritual space. And then they ask those questions and you can fill in what, your responses are. This is part of like the pre, and there's more. 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 questions for that like spiritual prep part of it. Okay, so pre-assessment. So this says, then there's a protection and clearing ritual about what to ask for, all these kinds of things. So it's very detailed. Pre-assessment, we're finally to the pre-assessment section. Get your cards and table ready, perform your clearing ritual, and let's get started. Okay, so there's just a pre-assessment for 2 cards. So I think we will, we'll do this. So, for this exercise, I want you to pull 2 cards. So if you have a deck and you want to do this, you can. It's just a 2 card, like get yourself ready to do these spreads. asking the first question, who was I? We are reaching in and asking for information about a past life. The most important past life, the one that most affects and influences you in this life, is the one that is most likely going to come out on first attempt. Now, I've done past life work before, so I don't really know what if that's going to hold true or not, right? Because this isn't my first time coming to past life stuff. But anyway, just a note for you. Secondly, you need to hold the question in your mind, ask the question aloud, and form it in your mind as though it is a little ball of thought, and imagine that ball in front of you, holding it suspended above the cards. Over time, my own intuitive pulling became visual. Certain cards would take on visual properties that caused them to stand out while I looked over the deck. Blah, blah, blah. The reason why is that your own intuitive process for a question about you is more potent than my own. So it's still kind of talking about how to develop your intuition for use with this deck and book. Your intuition is superior in quality for you, even in the beginning learning stage. So go forward with confidence, and that I love. For this question, you're going to pull 2 cards, both with the question, who was I? Okay, so that's what I was trying to get to. Write the name of the card on each in the diagram below. Okay, so it doesn't say anything about splitting the deck into like people or anything like that. So I don't think I've missed anything that says that we're supposed to split that deck. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle and pull those 2 cards. Rochelle says, I think we have several past lives, and if you get something different, then I think it's picking up on a different life. And that's how I feel. That's kind of what my hesitation and my little preamble was about, because my most prominent one, I don't even know what that means. I have a couple that feel pretty prominent to me. So I just am throwing that out there that for me, other things might come up. I don't know. Okay, I think people are how are you liking the deck and books so far? So far I have not used them because the past week and a half or however long I've had these I'm not going to say have been a mess, but have been a little bit of a mess and very busy. So this is it. My book is backwards. That's why I'm at the back, by the way, but it seems to be all there. So just in case that's confusing to anyone. Sweet stuff going back and forth between Candy and Scott, which I love to see. And then a potential issue going on, but then I think Jamie and Sandra are okay. Okay, thank you. I just wasn't giving too much attention to all of that. Maria is here, Lady Knight of Avalon. Hello, happy Thursday. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry, I have not responded to you in Instagram yet. I'm bad about that because my notifications there are really weird and I forget. But anyway, probably the ones that are still affecting you in this lifetime, perhaps tied to some karma or unfinished business. And that's usually that's what I would tell other people. And I think there's definitely credence in that. My issue is that I'm super sentimental about some of these past lives. And even if I think that they're not problematic, like creating negative patterns in this life, I long for them. And so I'm very happy in this life, but I have if I dream about the past life or something, I'll be all sappy about it. So anyway, we'll see, because I think about these things a lot, they might just be at the surface, even if they're not problematic. So I'm glad that there are so many spreads in here for that reason, so that I can uncover some problem areas. Now, some of them I've had done in regressions before. And so some of them I do know, some of them have already been resolved and things like that. But anyway, let me set the book down for a moment and I will get the deck out and draw 2 cards. So again, if you want to draw 2 cards and just to kind of play along and see, you can. I have to keep this other computer going because I have stuff that's uploading for work. And so I just need to keep that kind of active. Sorry. Okay. So, yes, art history tarot, Maria. So do you think it's just a matter of as we ascend, we are getting back much of our memories? I do, because when I moved, like I had like kind of a long phase in my life where in my adult life where I would wake up and just feel like super depressed and um but not even depressed because there was still like motivation and things. It wasn't depression. It was just sadness and like this longing. And this is for people who've like looked into starseed stuff. This will sound familiar. Um, and I didn't know like that happened for so long. And I think part of it was because like I wasn't on the path I was supposed to be on fully. And then when I moved and I bought my own house and I made this decision, I got out of like the last relationship and I just was like, okay, this, like, I'm setting up my life exactly how I want it. Then I would still wake up sad, but I was having dreams about this particular past life. And then it showed me like why I was feeling sad and that I was missing this place. And so, or at that place. And so, it didn't really click, but the dreams were helping me kind of make sense of it. And then a friend of mine, well, she was an acquaintance of mine, is an acquaintance of mine who is a medium. She, I had a reading with her and she told me like that's what's happening. So it honestly, it didn't really click until she told me that because I kind of just needed someone else to say it. So that has happened. So when you're talking about like bringing back the memories, I think that was it. Like I wasn't able to see those dreams or see any reasoning for the sadness until I was in my house and my space when I was on the right path. And so goes right along with what I believe about being on the right path. Now there are several, and I was in some staticky weird path in between 2 correct ones, right? So it just wasn't in alignment. When I say in alignment, I mean one of several options, but I just wasn't in any of those, right? So when I made the decision and I got on a path with full intention, then I had those dreams for that one particular life. And I also had a spirit guide reveal themselves to me, like tell me their name and everything about that. So yeah. Rochelle says that has happened to me. A little conversation going on. Mendy says, I'm very wishy-washy about how I feel about past lives. I think in my mind, ancestor work and past lives is all mashed up. And that's fair. Anything's fair. Whatever you all believe is fair. But what I mean is, I think there's a lot of crossover there. For me anyway, I think they can be kind of separated out, but I don't think it's like really strange that those are mashed up. Maria says, I love that workbook. And I was planning on getting it anyway, but when you, Maria, said that that I needed it, that was the final straw. Maria says, I don't know any other book that goes into so much detail. Yeah, Jamie's saying it's an easy mashup. Yes, Rochelle, Another Planet. That was the one that was making me sad. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay, so, this needs edging, but it's fine. So let me get these going a little bit. Smells great. Look at the beautiful backs. You just have to see. This was in my mind for so long. Like this honestly made me want the deck. So then it also comes with this book, even if you don't have the workbook, right? Yes, and Maria is saying, and this is something I think about all the time, but she said it really well here. Even if anyone doesn't believe in past lives, you can relate so much to your current life and analyze things that traumatize you. Yep. Bye for now, Scott. Have a good day. Ooh, first riffle. It's going to be okay. Okay, so giving this a really good shuffle, obviously. So we're going to do 2 cards about who was I, and then fill out the book with you. So tired. Maybe that's good for this. Get myself in that little in-between space. I'm going to do them separate. So my first who was I? I'm going to shuffle again and do the second card. My first one is justice. So Maria, now this didn't tell me to split into like people and aspects and whatever else, so I just left it all together. So who was I? We're doing the pre-assessment 2-card draw. So justice, and I'm laughing because I'm Libra sun, and this is my sun zodiac card is justice in the tarot. So there's that. And yeah, the words are all the same for justice. So Rochelle says female. Yep. So you can start breaking down and like assigning roles, positions, things like that. Nope, I don't like that one. The shuffle, I mean, I didn't pull a card. Okay. Oh, and Maria says, oh, hey, Gerald, that's okay. I just drew my 2 cards. We went through a little talking in the book, and I just drew my 2 like practice pre-assessment cards. Maria says, I also look at the time of when the painting was done. So this is Justice 1662 to answer who was I. And this exercise is drawing 2 cards to answer who was I. So Justice 1662, again, I already connect with that because it's my sun card for the zodiac. And then Fate, which is like the wheel. So now I drew 10 and 11, even though, I mean, you've seen me shot. I mean, I riffled them and everything, and then was overhanding this whole time. So anyway, I mean, not the whole time in this video, but you know what I mean. So The Role of Fate by Walter Crane, 1882. So 1662 and 1882. And I like that the numbers are like, do you know what I mean? They have double digits in the middle. Anyway, I don't know if I'm holding these backwards or not. I realized in our archetypes chat on Tuesday, I had everything lined up backwards, but whatever, I can't even think about it anymore. Okay, so yes, I think people are answering questions. Mendy, is your book backwards? Candy was gifted this deck, didn't know it had a workbook. So yes, you can buy it. And this time when I looked, I couldn't really find it all together. So I bought the deck and the regular book from, yes, Candy, I see your comment. And I thought that too when I first drew it. And then I started talking about something else. So we'll look again. So this is the book that comes with it. And then the workbook is sometimes available in a kit and sometimes backwards. Sometimes separate. I'm reading too many things on the screen. So my book seems to be all complete and in order, but it just starts at the back cover and goes forward. So that's when we peeked in. I was like, wait, what's happening? So my dream journal space is at the beginning, but it's fine for me. So here's where we were, the pre-assessment, card 1 and card 2. So now I'm going to make this legit. I'm going to write in my workbook with you all. I don't know why this is so exciting, but I really wanted to do this in a video. It's fine. So Candy is talking about like the positions of the people in the paintings. So yeah, these are similar, right? There's a person lower and a person upper. There's the arm kind of separating them in each one in different ways. But yeah, that's interesting. So justice and fate. What is Rochelle being funny about? Hold on. Oh, Mendy has to dig the bigger one out. Rochelle's going to look at her book. Oh, is that what we're talking about? Maria says, I think the book and the workbook are available on Amazon. And maybe that was my issue. I really wanted to buy the deck and regular book from Red Orchid. That gives me the feeling of they may have done you dirty. Are we talking about like in real life now or with the book because it's backwards, or these? I think this book is legit, but let me know what you think because I appreciate your insights. Is this pen good enough for this book? Do you all have that? Oh, my cards together. Okay. Yes, please share any thoughts you all have as an interpretation. Okay. So I'm writing in here justice and fate. Okay. This is fun. Okay. There we go. They're in the book. Let's see what's next on page 12. Next, we are going to do 3 types of readings: visual/spiritual, language, and deconstruction. There are many ways to read cards, so you're going to practice these 3 main ways in order to learn what type of card reader you are. Ooh, fun. Yes, please tell me which type am I. Also, the type of reader you are can shift and change as you practice, so I don't want you to think of this as a fixed truth. Yes, Sandra, I see moving this to the top of the list. Oh yeah, I saw that. Was on a little sale or maybe something a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they're great. Oh, Maria, may I suggest using an extra notebook? That way you can use it over and over again for many different lives. So here's what I'm thinking. I love that idea. And I think I will use, now here's me getting really crazy. I might just add pages into here. I was looking to see how easily I could take this out and make it a spiral book. And then I can add pages. But I think for this part, I'm okay filling this out. And then later when it shows like the spreads and stuff like that, I might be more apt to use a different notebook, but we'll see. But I will definitely keep that in mind because, yeah, because I can always copy over this second versions of any of these readings. not much writing space. Yeah, that I'm going to need some extra anyway. Hello, Nancy. Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Let's have a sip. Okay. So I'm going to see like how involved this is. Okay, let me read to you. Sorry, I'm just sitting here. I'm trying to figure out our plan, or if there's like a spread we should do instead of the questions, like instead of the practice ones. Spiritual essence spread. Because that's about, can I connect to the cards, connect to and interpret? So let me just see. Oh, so let me show you, because I think this is, Rochelle just said she's back now, and this is what Maria was talking about. I don't use the workbook to write in because I believe we have many different lives we can delve into, and I totally do too. And I was just talking about possibly adding pages to this, or just unbinding it and making a spiral book. And then I have somewhere, I might need to get a new one, like a punch for spiral pages that then I can like add in. So anyway, we'll see how crazy I get. But for now, I don't mind writing the first iteration that I get in here. And then after that, adding pages or using a different notebook. So we'll see. So while I'm deciding what we're going to do, if we're going to do the like practice, like deconstruction and application, language, whatever, maybe we will do that. Maybe it's helpful. But I wanted to show you Spiritual Essence Reference Guide. So there's like a whole tarot breakdown. Here. So for the major arcana, I'm just going to show you what it looks like. And then we have the suits broken out. So the Fool, angelic qualities, most likely a healer, right? So these things are going to shift a bit from traditional tarot meanings in some ways, and they're going to be symbolic of of things that will associate to a past life, right? So the Fool, angelic qualities, most likely a healer. The Magician, resourcefulness, uncanny ability to manifest. So that one's more in line with what we typically think of. The High Priestess, metaphysical powers. Though with the Fool, like I sort of view them as this like liminal being anyway, because they're so open-minded that it's like someone that's like stuck in the clouds kind of thing. So to me, angelic makes sense because it's just someone who's making decisions based on these potential muses that are like hanging out in the air around them, right? So anyway, the Empress, creativity. The Emperor, authoritative. The Hierophant, knows how to work the system. That's interesting phrasing. The Lovers, spiritual connection to sexuality. So some of them again are going to be more in line with the tarot or like a twist on it, with a more specific breakdown for use in past life work. The Chariot, goal focused. Justice, a strong sense of justice, honest. The Hermit, observant and meditates more easily than others. Wheel of Fortune, inspires change in others. Strength, old soul with many lifetimes of hardship. Oh, that's Justice. I'm reading. Okay, so that's interesting because why do they have it as 11 in here? Like the major says strength, but here it's 11 with Justice. Do you know what I'm saying? But this made me think about that. Okay, anyway. The Hanged Man, unfinished business. Death, eager to reincarnate. Temperance, even-tempered, not easily given to extremes. The Devil, connection to spirituality through sexuality. So the flip, or like a twist on the lovers here, right? Which we know about them having like mirrored images the in the traditional tarot. The Tower, fearless, not afraid to start over if circumstances require that. The Star, faithful, rarely to never struggles to have faith for the future. The Moon, extremely psychic, career in mysticism if chosen. The Sun, optimistic and happy nature. Judgment, intuitively observant, strong connection to the higher self. And the World, naturally confident. So then the suits continue on in giving like attributes to a person. Okay. So it's going to show you what each one of those means. So if you draw yourself as Ace of Cups, that means you are or you experience an abundance of love, right? Six of Cups, family oriented. Seven of Cups, dreamer. So that's, do you know what I mean? It's going to give you those associations, which help you build the past life and give those personality traits and attributes to you in the past life. So just in case you wondered, that's why we didn't have to split them up in the beginning. Okay. Like I thought we might. So there you go. Hello, Renee. I see Renee is at the doctor's office, popping in. Mel is here. Hello, getting tea ready. We are looking at today. Oh, no, sorry. You are welcome anytime you can make it. We are looking at art history. I'm holding up the wrong thing. Art history tarot for past lives and the workbook. So Mel just did a walkthrough of the deck a few days ago. I still have not finished it because, as you know, my last couple days have been crazy, but that's fine. Okay, so I think we will. Day one, spiritual essence spread. So I think instead of doing I will do this activity, the sort of practicing reading cards and determining what kind of reader you are, visual, spiritual. For each of the cards, connect the images to your emotions. What do you feel when looking at this card? So it's sort of teaching you how to read or seeing how you can, like which one of these methods you sort of feel most comfortable in. So I think that's totally valid and something I will do. But I don't think we'll do that for purposes of the video today. I think we'll do the first spread, and that way you can see how it kind of plays out. And I'll do the other part on my own. So, bye, Gerald. Hi, Regina. Thanks for hanging out. I saw Gerald say goodbye, and now I don't see it, but I hope you have a really awesome Thursday. Let's take another sip. Okay, so we're going to do 5 cards if you happen to be drawing along with me. Oh, still here. Okay. I thought I saw something, but Mel says, I want to do another video on some of the cards in that deck that seem confusing. Is that okay? Oh, goodness. I would love that. You are welcome to do whatever you would like. People were saying bye. Mendy said bye to Gerald. That's weird. Maybe someone else thought they saw what I thought I saw. So weird. Okay. Anyway, that was weird. Renee said bye because the doctor was coming in. Okay, I think I must have like smashed comments together or something. Anyway, sorry, Gerald. Bye, Mendy. Thank you so much for stopping in. Okay, so day 1, spiritual essence spread 1. Draw 3 cards that represent 3 different qualities of your spiritual essence for cards 1 to 3, which go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then, hi Beth, thanks for popping in. 2. This is like step 2. Draw one card that represents how all these qualities impact your life. And that will be position 4 up here at the top, right? So step 2 is card 4, right? How all these qualities impact your life. 3. Step 3, draw one card that represents how these qualities might make you vulnerable. And that goes like in the subconscious spot, which like for a Celtic cross, but not for this. You know, I just mean it goes at the bottom. So note, all 3 cards in the middle row probably won't connect to both 4 and 5. So follow interpretations that make the most sense or where you feel pulled. Okay, so cards 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to draw. Then those represent 3 different qualities of my spiritual essence. Now, do you think I'm supposed to put the other cards back in? The who was I? Let me know what you think. Or are these the basis? Am I leaving these out? It doesn't say like leave your cards out that you drew. So maybe I'm supposed to. Yeah, because it didn't say anything about that. For the practice reading, figure out what kind of reader you are. I think I'm supposed to put them back in. We're going to do that because we already wrote that down. That was a different activity, right? Okay, yep, I wrote those 2 down. Thank you, Rochelle. Okay, cool. So let's do another riffle before we get these really going. Ooh, Candy says I'd leave those out. See, I don't know because I like skipped a part about reading. You know, am I a language or an image reader or a deconstruction? Ooh, Sandra says I would do that too. Okay. I'm really torn. That was kind of my first inclination, but then like other things happened between that pre-assessment and this. So we'll see, because I think you have to give the whole deck the opportunity to reveal itself in each area. See, now I could do, like I could put like significators out of those to have that energy still available on the table, but I've got it. I have those in mind as that's the life that I'm working on right now. So if they come back up, then they're going to give me an attribute rather than who was I, right? As a person, literally, that then it will break down into attributes. So I love you all sharing your opinions. Please do, because different people are going to be in here, you know, and different people want the workbook. And so I'm doing this so you can figure out what you would do. Beth says I would leave them out because that's what we do in other types of spreads, right? Yes, but this is not part of the spread that I'm doing now. So I don't know. This is a separate activity. So I am keeping those in mind as who was I? That's what I'm going with for this exercise. So to be clear on that. And in that sense, no, you're fine. I didn't skip too much. All I skipped was like the practice, like figure out what kind of reader you are. Again, I'm going to do it, but I don't think that would be like as fun or interesting as this part. So 1, 2, 3, I'm going to pull out. I think I want to do this whole set as a 5. Sometimes I do separate. I'm going to pull these all 5 for my spiritual essence. the impact and the vulnerability. Excuse me, coffee. Snap. All right. Okay. Here we go. So for my 3 essence, 1, 2, 3. I got rational man for 1. I think this is backwards to you. So America is my 2, is my one that's like behind. And then before Christ is the 3, the front, like to the right of the page. Yeah. And I am backwards because I can tell because of where my cabinet is. So this is my 1, rational man, as a spiritual essence. And then America is my 2, and 3 is before Christ. So those are my middle 3. How exciting, Rochelle says. Okay, so see, I want this to be a spiral. It's fine. Card 1, we're putting it in the book, y'all. But please take heed of others' suggestions in the chat about using a notebook, and then you can use this over and over. Or you can write in it and then add pages like I'm probably going to do. So rational man, for me, I really want to get in the practice of using things. And so for me, writing it in this book like makes it really real that I'm doing it. Does that make sense? So this is part of me like working through shadow work because I want to keep everything precious. So that's why I'm writing it in the book, and part of why I'm doing it live, because I want to actually use the thing. That just came to me. Okay, rational man. And then America was 2. And we'll take a closer look at these. So America is the 7, by the way. It's like the chariot, which makes sense for us. And then us as a nation, I mean. And then before Christ is the high priestess. Oh, and rational man is king of swords. Sorry, we'll take a better look at this. Bye, Jamie Sip Sip. Love you too. Card 3, before Christ. And I'm going to put HP down in the corner. And the rational man is King S. And America is chariot. Okay, then we'll get these down. And so the impact that these 3 qualities, so these are my 3 main qualities of my spiritual essence. Okay. The impact that these 3 qualities have on this life, this real physical life, is the Lover's card. And the Lovers is lovers. And this is Mars and Venus, Allegory of Peace from 1770. So that's the impact. It's making sense to me. I mean, I have a lot to dig through, but it's just to give you some feedback. It's making sense to me, even just in little sparks so far. And then what about these qualities makes me vulnerable? And I got sister. And I am a sister. but I have no sisters. I have 3 brothers in this life. So it just has like an extra little, not that that's like the end all be all of what this card is saying, but just as little hits, just to let you know. Gerald, yes, Scott was here and took off. I don't think he said why, but not that anyone has to say why. Okay. So card 5, sister, and this is the Page of Pentacles, by the way. Page. Shiza. See, this is why. This is why people write in a notebook instead, but that's okay. So I'm just going to write at the top, sister, because that's the format I've been using, writing the main card name, and then Page Pence. That's fine. It must be really important for me. Okay, so then I have my 5 for my day 1 spiritual essence spread. So cool. Okay. All 3 cards probably won't connect to both 3, 4, and 5, so follow interpretations that make the most sense. And I kind of feel like they do, but I mean, again, I have to get more into it. But what it says so then once you would fill out your day 1 spread, then you go here to the notes side, deconstruction application for day 1. So deconstructing the cards, right? Record your interpretations for each of the cards. Card 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just interpret, right? Just interpret. Card 4, what impact do these qualities have? So for 1, 2, and 3, it doesn't give you like a reminder. It's just those are your spiritual essence. What impact do these qualities have? Card 5, what about these qualities makes me vulnerable? So we pulled a card to answer that question, and now we're writing out like, what does it mean to you here, right? Yeah. So like for 5, what about these qualities makes me vulnerable? So then I would use this card to help me answer that question. And then what is the greatest insight you gain from this spread? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being I definitely felt connected to my spiritual essence, and 1 being I'm not sure I had any connection to my spiritual essence, how connected did you feel to the spread? And then you circle 1 to 10 at the bottom. So you have your 5 cards over here for your day 1 spiritual essence spread, and then you interpret the cards over here and write down how connected you felt to that. Okay. Then there's a different spiritual essence spread for day 2. And if you'll remember from the beginning, we have 3 of those. 3 spiritual essence spread because it breaks into categories. So then the next piece of it is narrative spreads. And we're not going to go into, I'm not going to skip anymore, but just so you know that then for narrative spreads, these are a key component to past life exploration. Knowing where and when and what happened to you is the entire point. It's a good idea. So, right, spiritual essence is about like the internal, I'm assuming. And then this spreads 4 to 6 get more into the events, right? For spread 1, you will develop a basic narrative. Spread 2 will focus on one key event from a past life. Spread 3 focuses on one particular deed you committed in a past life. These deeds can be negative, but the deed could be something good if it left a lasting impact on your energy and or karma. So with the next section of spreads, the next type, right, within the section, you get a whole breakdown again of the majors and the minors with not new meanings entirely, I'm sure, but with new phrasing to fit events, deeds and events, right? Whereas the first one was like describing what kind of person you are. The spiritual essence reference guide. So the Fool for spiritual essence is angelic qualities, most likely a healer. Deeds and Events Fool is about starting over, also points to you as opposed to someone else, right? The Magician, Manifesting Manipulator. In the Spiritual Essence Grid, it didn't say anything about manipulation. It's talking about resourcefulness and the positive aspects of manifestation. So just so you know, it gives you a different twist on it to fit the different types of spreads, which I think is amazing, because that would, I think, be where difficulty would come in. If you know, I've done past life readings with just any old tarot deck, but this is really kind of breaking it down and giving you those little like pegs to fill in, if that makes sense. Yes, Beth. So the cover of the workbook looks like this, by Red Orchid Publishing, the Past Lives Workbook, 21 Days to Understanding Yourself. And it has this flower on the back and should have like a legit barcode. Yeah. So the Past Lives Workbook doesn't say tarot for art history, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, Rochelle says this deck is like a next level deck for past lives. Yeah, I really like how it's breaking it down. And I really like, this is the first I've seen that there's been a different grid, because I'm just looking through this with you all right now. I thought I was going to have some time, but I did not. So like really detailed things. 10 of Swords hitting rock bottom. Knight of Swords going to battle. Queen of Swords, divorce. 8 of Wands, communication. 8 of Pentacles, obtaining higher education, right? So it's really going into detail to help you build the narrative for your narrative spreads. So what I didn't do was use Spiritual Essence Reference Guide. The phrasing, let's take a sip. I'm going to go through with you and add, wow, it's already after 10. This is crazy. I'm glad you all seem to be having a good time and thinking this is interesting. I see your comments, because I had no idea. Like, I thought it was going to be like 9:40 right now, and I just looked at the clock. I'm so enthralled with this. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I will just do a couple little phrases and then we will move on. Wrap up for the day is what I mean. So let me read a little bit about what the spiritual essence spreads, like where we started, right? We are going to start the course focusing on your spiritual essence, those qualities that are unique to you and what you bring with you from your inception as a soul in your previous lifetime experiences. We all come from love and light. Some of us are more comfortable with shadows, some of us are called to shadow work, and some people are even intentionally placed as a polarizing force of opposition in the world. Some of us came to fight injustice and have stronger personalities that may seem difficult at times. But we all come from love and light, and it is part of everyone's essence. One problem I anticipated while creating the spiritual essence spreads is that someone might pull a particularly dark or unpleasant card as a reflection of their essence. I don't think negative qualities should be part of your spiritual identity. And in fact, I think such a train of thought could be psychologically damaging and could reinforce spiritual blockages you are currently trying to work through. I agree. So I'm providing a brief reference for using tarot to interpret spiritual essence. If you are using an oracle deck, find a similar tarot card that reflects the same base energy. From here on out, we're skipping over the visual and language steps, which was that practice one that we didn't do, and instead documenting the deconstruction and application phase of reading. So in those 3 reading styles that we did not practice, she's using the 3rd one going forward, right? Just the deconstruct what you see on the card and apply it. If you are new to divination and would find it helpful to record the intermediary steps, 2 copies of blank forms are provided in the back of this book. Cut them out and make photocopies for as many as you think you'll need. Cool. Write the name of each card that you pull for the spread placement, just like you did on the pre-assessment. Write the name of each card that you pull for the spread. Okay. You want to keep a record of which cards you pulled so you can look for repetition over the course of work. Okay, so per the author, we want to put the cards back in. She's implying that. Of course, you can do whatever you want. You could pull those same cards from a different deck to have on your table. And we'll want to look for repetition. I call repeating cards the talkers, the cards that really seem to have a message and are trying to get your attention. You will notice that certain cards keep popping up. Pay attention. That's where divination is certainly happening. Okay, so that's the concept of the spiritual essence reading that I did, the day one piece of it. So let's go back to Rational Man, my number one card, King of Swords, in this frame of reference would be Articulate, Masterful Writer. Okay. I was an English major, which basically means I read a lot. I mean, there was also a lot of writing, I would say. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the details, but anyway, okay. An articulate, masterful writer. So I'm going to put that in my card one spot. Like, then I will continue interpreting it on my own, but I'm going to put that phrasing from the grid right at my card one spot so I can work from that later. Articulate, semicolon, masterful writer. Okay, so I'm just putting it right up next to the heading for my card one. I'm just copying the grid notes to my card spaces. Then my two, I have this backwards, two was America. The High Priestess. Metaphysical powers. I have those. Metaphysical powers. Card 3 was Before Christ. Oh, y'all, I wrote it wrong again because I had them switched on the table. Ugh. So what is this really? Chariot. Goal focused. Okay, that's what this is. Y'all, it's okay. I'll put washi tape on it and make it pretty. But for right now, Elle taught me that, by the way. So we have let me check this other computer. Okay. So goal focus. Let me make sure since I've now. Okay. Card 2. Goal focused. I cannot thank you all enough for hanging out while I'm just writing in a book. And then Metaphysical Powers is my card 3. Oh, StreamYard making me switch everything around. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm missing all kinds of comments. Let me go back. Boop, 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 boop. That sounds like the perfect card for me. Oh, yes, when we're talking about the pets getting us Christmas presents. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to go back too far since we're already over and I had no idea. Candy says, wow. I did each spread with 2 decks, this plus the Stretch Tarot, Art History for outside perspective, and the Stretch Tarot for inside perspective. Ooh, look at Maria bringing more tips for you. Have a standby notebook and use 2 decks. Now, that's something I would totally do. Like, I might even after the fact, go through and pull cards to like mirror the reading. Maria says that way I got a more rounded picture. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Yes, 2 decks together. Maria says, and I use the keywords on the stretch tarot for the meanings. Yes, I love, this is another reason that I need all of these, because some of them have zodiac and astrological stuff. Some of them have keywords. You could draw oracles to pair with each card that you do in here. That would be cool too. Like when Maria said keywords, that would, for me, oracle person that I am, I would love that, like drawing a Mildred Payne, or like a normal like drawing a Sacred Destiny card or something, though I don't know how balanced that one is for something like this. Earthbound oracle would be cool. You could do lots of things, layer up the cards, get them all on the table. Okay, good, Jackie, I'm glad. Rochelle says, this is wild. So I'm doing another one as well, and I got the Sun card and the Korea card for who I was. The Sun card indicates that my son now was my father in that life in Korea during the Middle Ages. Ooh, see? There's just all kinds of connections. Ooh, and Maria said, I did a video on this a year ago about my experiences with the book. So everyone, please check that out. That would be great, I'm sure. My son took only one language in high school, Chinese, because he wanted to go live in China. This is the kind of stuff you can uncover with this deck. Yeah. Candy says, wow, my dogs just ordered me this workbook for Christmas. Isn't that nice of them? That is so nice of them. Gerald says, if I'm honest, I don't think I would get this deck. It makes me happy to see you all talk about it and how you've gained insights using the deck. I'm glad I saw this. Well, thank you. All opinions are welcome here. You don't have to love the deck. You don't have to buy the book. I just really love that you all are hanging out with me. And this is honestly like, it's a really big step because again, like earlier when I was talking about, like, I just don't want to use the thing. And so I'm so happy that you all hung out with me while I put pen to paper. Sip, sip. So the only 2 things that or the only 3, I'm still going to write these in, right? I just took the phrases from the grid so far, and I still need to do that for, I guess let's just read the last 2. So card 4 is lovers, and that's the impact in this life, spiritual connection to sexuality. And I read that slowly because then devil is connection to spirituality through sexuality. So that's what she's talking about with not like with the devil, not making the devil even a possibility to be a dark energy in your essence. That what the devil means, if you get it in this spread, is connection to spirituality through sexuality. My lovers is spiritual connection to sexuality. Let me write this down so I don't mess it up. Spiritual connection to. Okay. Then what about these qualities makes me vulnerable? Last one, and then I will release you all to go on with your days. Thank you for hanging out for so long. Sister, Page of Pence. And I'm in the right section. Animal lover and eco-conscious. Wow. Animal lover. And eco-conscious. Okay. And then what is the greatest insight from this spread? So I have writing to do to fill these out, but now I've just moved the grid phrasing over here so that that's in my head when I work on this, since it has, the book is giving us those different specific attributes. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are very welcome. Glad that you are loving this, Candy. I'm so happy that you are here to work through it with us. I have to take mine outside. Deanna, you're going to be here tomorrow morning. I will not be here tomorrow morning because it's baby appointment again. I go every 2 weeks now, usually on a Friday. though then we get into Christmas, so I might have to switch my appointment day. But anyway, I will not be here tomorrow. Please do check out Chris at Elemental Cartomancy tonight for his regular live. Tomorrow, Richie is doing top 10 for the year live, I believe at 2:30. I probably won't be around because I have morning appointment and then I have to go back to Lansing to get Max and then back here. So I will probably miss it. But anything else going on today or tomorrow, please feel free to pop it in the chat right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you all on Tuesday for archetypes. And yeah, that's it. Have a really nice Thursday and Friday and weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so, so much.